We're now going to have a presentation from HRM students, Breanna Wilkes, and there may be other folks as well presenting. I'm not sure who actually all is presenting. Sorry about that. And Emily as well, that will be talking about climate change labeling. So again, you'll have 10 minutes if you can come forward with your presentation. Thank you.
My name is Breanna Wilkes. And I'm Emily Davis. We're grade 9 students at Fairview Junior High. Early last year, I learned about Our Horizon from an organization called Climate Reality. Our Horizon is a non-profit organization whose main goal is to put climate change warning labels on gas pump nozzles. Soon after I learned about this project, I started talking with the founder of Our Horizon and Toronto-based lawyer Rob Shirkey through email, and we decided this would be a great initiative for Halifax. Breanna informed me about this idea, and I agreed to join in. Together, we started working toward our goal. We made a petition to get this idea here in Halifax, and we put up posters to promote this idea. On the petition, we got the signatures of the founders of Free the Children, Mark and Craig Kielberger, as well as famous singer Sean Desmond and many others. And about a month ago, Rob Shirkey came to Halifax as part of his Atlantic Canadian tour to present this idea at Dalhousie University and our junior high. We're doing this because climate change is the biggest threat we've ever faced, and we need to act on it while we still have a chance. We have now passed 400 parts per million of carbon dioxide in our atmosphere, and our yearly emission is quickly increasing. The window to act is small, so we need to act now. Have you ever wondered if the warning labels on cigarette packages work? They do. It's been proven that the image and text on labels have changed both attitudes and behavior toward the use of that product. Our Horizons labels are the same. With the use of image and text, they show you what happens when you use the product, therefore changing both attitudes and behavior toward the use of fossil fuels. Rob Shirkey describes how climate change is caused by 3 main problems. Number 1, climate change can be understood as a problem of no feedback. We burn fossil fuels and emit carbon dioxide today, the consequences of which aren't felt until tomorrow. Psychologists know that we tend to prefer interests that are near and small relative to those that are significant and down the road. They call this the current moment bias, or hyperbolic discounting. It's one of the reasons we procrastinate and one of the reasons why we fail to act on climate change. What these labels do is takes those faraway consequences, such as drought and famine, ocean acidification, the health of our children, and brings them into the here and now. This helps to mitigate the current moment bias and takes a problem of no feedback and builds feedback. 2. Climate change is a problem of diffusion of responsibility. Everyone is responsible for climate change, but no one feels responsible. Individually, your impact is small, but collectively, the impact is catastrophic. Social psychologists know that when responsibility is diffuse, shared among many, we're less likely to act. So what these labels do is literally locates responsibility right in the palm of your hand. 3. Climate change is also a problem of externalities. The price of gas depends on the cost of everything it took to get it there. However, when you burn fossil fuels, that contributes to climate change, which leads to property damage, health problems, extreme weather, and so on. These costs are not included in the final price of gasoline. They're considered external costs. Economists know that the costs of climate change externalities can and should be reflected in the price of the product that's doing the harm. But how do you put a price on a human life, extinct species, or damaged ecosystem? Our Horizons labels communicate these externalities by showing them to the market, which makes consumers think about them. This is a more effective way of communicating these costs. It's also different from a tax, which just makes the product more expensive without showing the market why. As Rob said in his TEDx talk, what price seeks to achieve in quantitative terms, through dollars and cents, our idea achieves through the use of image and text in qualitative terms. They both capture and communicate externalities. Price answers the question, how does this affect me? How does this affect my wallet? And pump labeling answers the question, how does this affect all of us?
This idea is disruptive. It takes the normal routine act of pumping gas and challenges it. It disrupts it. The labels create dissatisfaction in the marketplace, which stimulates demand for alternatives.
These labels wouldn't have the same effect if they're placed anywhere else. They catch the individual consumer right in the act of contributing to the problem we're trying to mitigate, showing them at that very moment that what they're doing is playing a negative role in the ongoing battle with climate change.
In order to create change, we need to want change. There are alternatives. Believe it or not, the average car today gets about the same fuel economy as the average car did over 100 years ago. Okay. Let's say a car weighs about 4,000 pounds and an average person 150. Only 20% of the gas you put into your car goes toward moving both the vehicle and you from point A to B. The other 80% gets wasted through heat and exhaust.
Out of that 20%, a mere 4% goes towards just moving you. So out of the total amount, only about 1% of the gasoline is used to move you from A to B. See, we really need to use those alternatives.
Scientists actually say that we are now entering the 6th mass extinction, and we're running out of time to turn that around.
Right now, our oceans are 30% more acidic than they were during the Industrial Revolution.
Species extinction occurs at a background extinction rate of about 1 to 5 species per year, which is the natural rate of extinction if humans weren't around. Scientists now estimate we're now losing species at 1,000 to 10,000 times that background rate.
The year 2014 ranks as Earth's warmest since 1880, according to 2 separate analyses by NASA and the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration scientists. Also, the 10 warmest years in the instrumental record, with the exception of 1998, have now occurred since 2000.
These facts are frightening, but we shouldn't dwell too much on what has happened, but what could happen and how to stop it. We can't change the past, but we can change the future.
On January 26, 2015, the District of West Vancouver unanimously passed a resolution in support of the idea that all gas stations in Canada provide warning labels on all pump handles. This resolution will be voted on at the Federation of Canadian Municipalities in June 2016. Supporting this resolution represents a way for Halifax to endorse a concept with little to no exposure to the legal, financial, or political risk that would come from passing a bylaw on this issue.
The Our Horizon website has received web traffic from all over the world. Historically, Canada has been a leader in these types of initiatives. We think that it's time Canada took the lead again. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, that's fantastic. I must say, 2 really fantastic presentations today from people in our community, and I really appreciate you coming forward and providing that. It was really well done. There are a series of questions here, so we'll start with the councillors, and thank you again. Councillor Carson.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and I guess I'm going to echo what you said. All I can say again is wow. What university did you say you represent? oh, sorry. I will say that Raja and Aiden better look out, okay? Because there's people on your heels. No, all kidding aside, what a great job. You do say you're with Fairview Junior High. Mm-hmm. I personally do know for many years your principal, Peter Wicca, and I will be certainly making sure that I will certainly be making, that's his only flaw, he was St. Mary's man. I will certainly be making sure that Mr. Wicca knows what a tremendous job you did here at Regional Council, at our committee. So, good presentation. Certainly nothing there that anybody can argue with. I've seen this information before. I think it was emailed to us some time ago. Love the concept at the bottom of the slide that says Municipality of Courage, okay? After all, HRM is saying that we are bold and want to do bold things. So we'll see what we can do and where this goes. I guess as a municipality, the same question that, or the same comment that Councillor Dalrymple made, and that is that there were those that weren't sure if district energy would fall under our mandate, and certainly that was a myth, I think. If anything, don't know where we can play a role in terms of each level of government does have their own level of jurisdiction. So I do like what West Vancouver did in terms of the resolution, and we'll see what happens, okay? But ladies, great job. You should be proud. Thank you.
Councillor Dalrymple?
Thanks, Chair. And yeah, you know what? I think this is a wonderful day, actually, for the committee and the municipality. First of all, to have a presentation by young members of our community, and now even younger members of our community, and quite frankly, two generations that normally don't really engage with government, or at least I haven't seen that. And I hope that you realize you can come in here and make great presentations to us, and we don't actually bite. Well, maybe Councillor Hensby, but thank you. This presentation, you guys have again shown you've put a lot of effort into this. You have gone back and you have looked up a fair bit of information. You've obviously put some time and effort into writing out those notes and everything else, and your presentation, just like the one before, and especially how you interacted back and forth, was excellent. It was really good. And of course, the topic. And again, certainly there are lots of discussions at this committee, and I think with this municipality and other municipalities, where we are right now with fuel, and this somewhat ties into the previous presentation, to get off of the reliance on oil and gas and get into other forms of energy, and you'll certainly find a receptive audience with this committee, and I think more and more and more with this municipality. And I do take note that you said FCM, the Federation of Canadian Municipalities, already has this and has it as a discussion thing, and Councillor Karsten is our HRM rep with FCM. So I think, and without putting undue pressure on Councillor, maybe for our next meeting, Councillor Karsten could kind of see where that's at with FCM and give us a verbal update, because, you know, with normally I would say just what we're going through with district energy is there'll be an argument, is this within our mandate, because normally the federal government mandates pumps and all that stuff, but you're right, sometimes this municipality does decide to take a lead, and I could see maybe in a discussion fairly soon amongst committee members that, you know, maybe it's time, even though we're a municipality, maybe we do get involved in this and discuss and come up with a motion like this. So thank you for putting it in our minds. Government doesn't move phenomenally quickly. I think that's an understatement. But you presented a great idea here, and I think it's something we can take back and discuss and look at, you know, whether or not we do want to come up with something like that. If another municipality has already done it, no reason why we can't, I don't think. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And seeing no other comments, so I think just to reiterate then, and perhaps some direction to the clerks, is that we would expect maybe a brief update from Councillor Karsten on the status of the motion before the FCM, and then that might help give us some sense about what direction that we can take. I'm not sure I heard another request coming from you at this point in time, but if that made sense to do that. And so we would put that on our agenda for an update for the next meeting. And if there was, I guess, thank you again for the presentation of the idea, but also I think your analysis around a marketing strategy was pretty awesome as well. So it wasn't just, I think what I was seeing, not just the commitment to the idea of how to do that, but the actual analysis about how to do how you want to present an idea and the impact that you can have was pretty clear, and it was really quite detailed. So thank you for that. And if you have further correspondence you would like to submit, you can certainly welcome to do that through the clerk's office. So thank you again for coming, and we'll make sure the councillor for the area knows as well. Councillor Walker, he'll be very pleased to know that you were here. Thank you.